Come along on our journey here on the Go Laurel Highlands Adventure Series, your connection to all of the exciting adventures, cultural attractions, and rich history of the Laurel Highlands region. Hey guys, it's Kelli here from the Go Laurel Highlands Adventure Series, and we are just right off of the Gap Trail here, and this is a little tiny secret, a big project, the Mosaic project. It's called the Runes. Sager Mosaics has created this incredible project that you're going to hear a lot about today. Rachel Sager is the creator, and we're going to go talk to her now. Come on, let's go. Hello.
Hi, Kelli. Welcome to the studio.
So good to meet you finally.
You too.
I'm really excited to be here today.
I'm really looking forward to it myself.
So this is a shop, right? This is a shop where people can come off the trail and get some of your goodies?
It is, yes. Sager Mosaics Studio.
Okay.
And you can throw a rock and hit the trail right there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, we have ice cream. We sell Leona's ice cream sandwiches from Pittsburgh. But we also make little fun things like Gap magnets and keychains and lots of jewelry.
Let's show the viewers just around the shop and what they can do here, and then we'll deeper dive into a few other questions that I have.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah. Well, if you come in and you pick out your ice cream, you will often see me sitting on this side, which is the business side.
And you're open every day or just Monday through Friday?
We're closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're open Saturday and Sunday?
We are, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
okay.
those are the big biking days. We're a bike business, so we have learned to be open when the bikers are coming through. So
cool.
It's a big part of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I sell a lot of jewelry in here.
So
I make
beautiful.
hand hammered metal jewelry. These are a piece from my 1,000 pairs of earrings collection.
Those are beautiful.
That's
so
old verdigris copper.
is this painted on there, or is that the color of it?
That's natural patina that copper gets after 50 or 100 years. Yeah, so there's a whole story behind this series of earrings, and I can't seem to make them fast enough because they're really affordable. They're all $45, so they just fly out the window. And then these pieces, actually, I can show you this one right here. This is the micro mosaic.
Oh my goodness!
And that's a different animal. So this is different price point, but this is the smallest that mosaic can be, and I've become a bit obsessed with it for the last few years. So I'm going to take you around the other side and show you how I make this.
Awesome. Okay, cool. This is unbelievable. First of all, the different colors of glass that you have available here.
That's my color library.
Gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I want to get a picture with that as my backdrop.
Yeah, for sure. And that is a material called smalti,
Okay.
and it all comes from Italy.
Wow.
They make it in other parts of the world too, but my favorite is the Italian smalti.
But that's not found, correct? They actually produce that.
Very special recipes that have been handed down through generations in Venice and Murano, and protected recipes.
Beautiful.
People don't. Not everybody can make smalti, so I covet it.
Oh, I love that.
And a lot of these colors you'll see over in the ruins on the arts, and I also what I'll do is, if you want to come over to this little section, so I'll take some smalti, which this is one of my favorite colors
as well.
Me too. Yeah. So what I do is I get a little collection of colors. I put it into a crucible, which I don't have my crucible sitting here right now, and I get my torch, my flame, and I heat this up like molten chewing gum almost. And then when it gets to the right consistency, I get some tools and I pull it into long threads, and that's what you see here. So these are the threads, and the word for that is filati. It means thread in Italian.
Idea. So what is this made out of?
That's this.
That's this.
That's this. And so when I get it to a certain point, I will then cut this with my tiny little nippers into these little pieces. And then what you see in a piece of micro mosaic jewelry is the cross sections of all these cuts.
Oh my goodness. So what were you going to show us here? I kind of interrupted with asking my question.
No, that's okay. Just some of the tools. So this is a little tiny bezel, a sterling bezel for a pendant that is just sitting here right now. And this looks like chaos, but I do have some kind of a method. I do. So here's an example of the smallness on how close you can get to the tininess of these little threads. But I will fill this with a bed, and this is the material I use that it creates like a little adhesive bed, and then each piece will sink down into the bed. And I have to make this usually in one sitting. So once I start a piece, I have to be uninterrupted, which can sometimes be a challenge here, especially if there's a busy day on the bike trail. And there's another term called malmischiato.
Oh my goodness.
Also Italian. So mal means bad, right?
Okay.
Mal is bad. Mal and mischiato is mix.
Okay.
So malmischiato means poorly mixed filati. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can find a picture. So here's one right here. That is an example of two colors that I've mixed into my crucible, and the colors did not blend. They stayed blue and green, and they're separated.
I still like that though. Is that,
That's
are you not supposed to use that?
No, malmischiato is a miracle. It's a miracle thing. And that's, if you want to look at the revelator above the mantelpiece, that's a great example. This is the revelator. It's a word that I'm fascinated by. That which reveals. It's very close to my heart. I worked on this all through the COVID years, or year, or whatever you want to call it, and also while I was losing my father. So it's connected. The word revelator. I mean, you could go to the Book of Revelations. You can do all kinds of things with it, but time is the revelator. I'm quoting Gillian Welsh on that one. So if you look at this, it's kind of tricks your eyes. So this metal, this is all metal, was a coal screener that we pulled out of the dirt of the ruins. Oh, wow. So it's very much of the ruins. And I use that as my template or my composition. And each of the holes I filled with the intuitive malmischiato that we're talking about. Got it. So normally micro-mosaic is reserved for jewelry, like things. And I kind of went crazy that year and just made a whole big giant piece that is micro. So in some ways you're looking at like 200 pieces of jewelry on the wall in this piece.
Wow, this is so beautiful.
And the snake eating its own tail. Do you know that symbol?
No.
It's called the Ouroboros. It's an ancient symbol, archetypal symbol of the snake eating its own tail, which is like a symbol for rebirth or regeneration or the evolution of time.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, this is extra special. I love it. I love meeting our Go Laurel Highlands partners because I'm your ambassador, so I will be out in the world spreading your information. So on that topic, can you let our visitors know how they can visit you and the days and the hours and all of that information?
Yes. So the studio and the ruins are two different things. They work together, but the studio is what is open to the public to come and shop and look around. And winter hours are a bit different. So
check the
usually
website.
After Christmas, we do by appointment.
Okay.
Just because the trail just goes to sleep completely in the winter. But we still are open to the possibility of you coming to visit.
Okay.
Now the ruins is different. It is private property, so in order to visit it, you must book a tour.
Okay.
There are two different kinds of tours, and you can see all of that on the website.
So don't show up and expect a tour. You've got to make your reservation.
Thank you for saying that.
How many weeks in advance would you recommend doing something like that?
The earlier the better. It really all depends. I mean, we do give several tours a week during the season, which we're getting to the end of the season now. We're going to try to do winter tours. I think 2 a month we're going to do. So the earlier you get on the schedule, the better. The more likely you'll be able to get in.
Beautiful. And what's your website?
SagerMosaics.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go meet some artists,
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I just thought of something else. So one of the things that, because we're growing and the ruins is getting more and more known in the area and internationally.
Within the artist community.
So not everyone can visit. If you're far away, you can't get here, or if your timing is wrong. A lot of times people are on the bike trail and they can't stop because they're on a mission, right? But there is a way that I have been working on for the last year. I write. I write stories about what's happening here. I write about the creative process, and it's another website. It's Substack, and it's a website for writers and people who like to read.
Nice.
If you want to go deeper into what the ruins is, that's the place to go.
Beautiful. Well, thank you again. I think we're going to meet a couple of different artists today.
Oh, yeah.
Did you set that up for us? Okay.
I did, yeah.
So we're going to head that direction. Thank you.
Have fun.
All right. So you're Steve-O, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. And where are you from, Steve-O?
I live in Penn Hills, Pittsburgh, PA.
So you are local.
Correct.
And how long have you been doing mosaics?
Geez, like 20 years now.
Oh my goodness. So when you first came to this area, Did you envision using this entire substrate, or did you have something in mind, or how did that concept
We
come to
didn't
be?
know. We toyed around with different ideas of like doing a horse hauling coal out of the mine entrance and different things. And then I thought, well, since I love trains and the railroad lines right here,
Yes.
it kind of ties it all in, the railroad, the coal, and the steel, and which honors, you know, all the materials that build America into this great country that it is.
This is so amazing. How long does something like this take?
This took me like a little over 2 months.
Wow, that's much shorter than I thought.
I cut all the materials up in my studio, and I had everything set up and on milk crates and tables and stuff, and made it real ergonomic so I could work real quickly. And yeah, I got it done pretty quick.
So I see these names in here. What is that?
Oh, so we had a GoFundMe page. We raised over $3,000, and if anyone donated $100 or more, they would get their name on the mural.
So was that after the mural was created or during
that
the
was
process?
before we
Okay.
even bought the glass, yeah.
Wow.
That whole winter we raised money.
And these pieces, the hardware that you have incorporated, where did you find those objects?
Those are from a local salvage store, and they represent the steel that is, you know, part of the story.
So Steve-O, like, you can have it in your head that you want to create a train, but like, how did you
Sketch it out?
Well, yeah, and what you were going to use, the colors and all of that, like.
So I brought my opaque projector, and at night we set it up way back here on several milk crates and blew the image of it. And we had magic markers, like about a dozen of them, because we'd work for 5 minutes and then the magic marker would be like, worn away.
Yeah.
So there was a team of us doing that, like 5 of us. And so I had the image of the train sketched on the wall. And I just went along and said, you know, the wheels are going to be this purple color, and this will be this color, and kind of made it up as I went along.
That is super cool.
This little area right here, which mentions my father's name and my grandfather's name in honor of Steve Sadbury, William Petrick, and all miners. I actually did this on my studio on a piece of mesh because, you know, it's a lot of fine work here. And this probably took me like 3 or 4 hours to make this. And then I just, you know, put it on here on the mortar and just tapped it on and then just worked it into the piece. There's a logo down there that I also did in the studio too.
And can you explain that to everybody?
Oh, it means Pittsburgh
Okay.
and Lake Erie Railroad. Yeah.
I would not have guessed that, so it's
That's,
good to know.
That was the train line that existed back then when they were hauling the steel and the iron ore and the coal up and down the river from Connellsville to Youngstown, Ohio. Yeah.
Wow. So have you ever done anything to this scale, or is this your largest piece?
This is my largest piece, and all through my career, people have asked me what is my favorite thing I've ever done, and I've always said that it is when I'm working on a piece like for a client, a commission or something, or for a lawyer's office or whatever it is, or home, backsplash or whatever, I put a lot of time and energy thought into making it and doing it and put my love into that whole process. And when I'm done, I kind of release that piece for the client,
Move on to the next one.
client to enjoy.
Right.
But since I've done this mural, this has a very special place in my heart because, you know, it honors all miners
I love
and my
that.
father, grandfather.
So
And
beautiful.
you know, Rachel and I are dear friends now, and it gives me goosebumps to even talk about it.
Well, I saw a spot down here too that I wanted to ask about. This looks like a tree or something. Was this purposeful?
This
or?
was my idea because from the trail you would see the mural with the trees in the way, and I thought, well, why not tie the mural into the scenery and have these trees kind of going through the mural.
Is that something that you think you'll add
No,
to eventually?
it's going to be it's finished. Yeah.
Cool.
And
cool.
these little tree lines are painted in by another artist.
Oh, no
Yeah.
way.
Jan Dongili did those for
So
us.
what would you say is like your favorite memory about either doing this project, or what's your favorite area of this project?
Well, it was nice to be outside and out of the studio working out in the air, and I could hear the Allegheny River and the trains across the river and people on the bike trail, and it was just a nice experience being here, you know, outside working in the sunlight.
Well, Steve-O, this is really quite impressive. Thank you so much for.
Oh yeah, Kelly, thank you.
Hi, Barb. I'm Kelly. It's so good to meet you today.
You too.
So this is the newest piece.
Yes.
For the
newest
Runes
pieces.
project. And is this all your piece right here?
No, this is Rachel.
This is
Ben.
Rachel. Okay.
Ben.
So you do a couple of different things here. So I see your tag, you're a volunteer.
I'm a volunteer,
Can you tell us, what does that mean?
It means I will do whatever Rachel asks me to do.
Okay.
I met Rachel because I rode the trail that runs along here, and she happened to be on her porch. She invited me in, and I can't explain the words. I have a connection here. I'm not good enough with words to explain it, but it's Rachel. It's the art that's so incredibly beautiful, but it's also the history that's here, because I come from coal, and I am so happy that she's using art to keep those stories alive, those people that have been forgotten, that worked in the mines. The money made here didn't stay here. Once the mines were gone and the coke ovens, there wasn't much else here.
Right.
And those people were forgotten, but we're keeping the stories alive here.
I love that. So what is the name of this piece? Do you have a name for it yet? Or does she have a name?
I know it as the Ven. I'm not sure if Rachel may have more of a name for it.
And what does she have you doing right now? I interrupted your process
This
when I got
represents
here.
the earth, and this was an actual map of a mine.
Okay.
A section piece. I'm sealing. Use it. Laticrete has a sealer for stone, because in Pennsylvania the winters are rather harsh.
Right.
So we'll just very lightly put this on the stone to seal the stone for the winter.
Now, that is something you have to do every fall
Yes.
on every piece?
Mostly the stone pieces, yes.
Wow.
Rachel?
So above it, you have to do that area as well?
Yes. This is the first little square. It all has to be done,
Oh
yes.
my goodness, could I do some?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You should want to spread it thin.
So you are a mosaic artist, or did you become one because you fell in love with this project?
I think I became one because of this project.
I love that.
Yeah, and I've taken several online classes. Rachel does online classes at Mosaic Arts Online. I've taken several of hers and several of others. So I'm really a beginner, and I'm so happy to be that she let me put a piece of art on the wall.
I can't wait to see it. You have to show us.
I was thrilled. I will move so you can get over here.
All right, let me do just a little bit so I can feel like I had a small
hand in
part
it.
in helping, right?
This
said
will
very
dry.
lightly,
Yeah,
right?
it dries, and the material will look the same as it did before.
Let's go. Show me your piece. I'd like to see that.
My piece is part of the quilt project.
Okay, the quilt project.
Rachel wanted to think of a way to incorporate the females into the history of the ruins, because females could not work in the mines. It was strictly males. She came up with a quilt because they all quilted, right? They made quilts. So the 3 different quilts: the stone, the glass, the Italian glass, smalty, and this one is broken plates, picassiette. Each one is done by a different artist.
Each house is a different artist.
Each house is a different artist. Then Rachel put them all together. Once your house was done, you sent it here. And she asked us to tell a story, because there are stories either behind the plate that has a connection, or the art somehow. My plate is here. I was so honored that I got to do this.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The lady in the window. She represents my great-grandmother, Mary. Her husband came here to work in the mines. And that's her and her daughter in the window waiting for her miner husband to come home. He was killed in the Dar mine explosion in December 1907, and with 238 other men.
Oh my goodness.
And she was left with 2 daughters and 4 sons at home.
That's such a beautiful piece.
So I love the ruins because it's helping us keep those stories alive.
Absolutely.
Those
So
people that would be forgotten.
every house is a different artist, and every house represents your unique story that you wanted to bring to the piece. So I see we have someone else down here. Who might this be? And
Beverly.
we're working on the quilt project, so it's still a process. It's not complete. Is that right?
Oh, no, it's complete. I just set up my hammer and my hardy. These are the basic tools.
I grabbed this stone out of my garden this morning because so much of the stone that's used in the mosaics that, and I will say in Rachel Sager's style mosaics, we use what is on the land and what we have available to us, and the sandstone that is around here works quite nicely, and it's really rather beautiful because you get striations of color. So in the stonework, a lot of the stones here, they're not particularly using that. This person
you can see the change. If you look really
Oh,
closely,
yeah,
you can
yeah.
see the changes of color. And a lot
Which
of times
layer
that
they use.
a lot of times that color comes out of the same stone.
Mm-hmm.
You just use different pieces of it. So anyhow,
I love the idea of creating this one from rock and those ones from like different materials. So do you prefer working with rock? Or?
I actually haven't worked a lot with pottery and that type of material. I can show you the 3 pieces that I
Yes,
did. I do want to continue with a little bit of a
Sure.
rock demonstration, but I'm going to use my hammer as my pointer because I can't reach up. The B
Okay.
is mine. The house right below it is mine, and this S is mine.
And what does that
And,
stand for?
Well, those are my husband's family his grandparents were first generation Americans, and they came here and became the miners. The B is for the Borsas family that came from Hungary, and the S is for the Santella family that came from Aquila, Italy. I found out not just with making the mosaics that the flag colors are the same, but the Hungarian flag is red, white, green, and the Italian flag is green, white, red.
Yes.
So it was really fun to find that out because then they became a marriage. The house itself, each one of mine has the shape, a similar shape to a coke oven. And in the house, you see a little more formal shape of the coke oven. The yellow glass represents the sun of Italy, and then the little stylized red shapes are kind of very stylized from a Hungarian quilt pattern.
I love this.
The sky is what ties the
my
2 worlds
gosh.
together. I really had to work hard and think about what do I really want to do for the sky. And I thought of their passage from the old world to the new world and the stars at night. And the same sky and stars at night were over their homes here. And so that was the connectedness of the old world to the new world for me.
That's so beautiful. Well,
But,
let's do a little bit more here.
okay.
I know you wanted to
I'm gonna
explain this.
I'm going to
process
show
a
you.
little
Okay,
bit more.
so
Am I too close?
No, you're fine. So what we do is we can take this stone and this is homage to Rachel again because I could not, the first time I did this, it was really bad. But I can take this, we've started with this large stone, and
Oh my goodness.
I can continue to take this down.
Those are quite tiny.
They are quite tiny, but take a look. I went from this big stone to
Yes.
something like this, to something like this, to something like
that.
this. And I mean, I'm being a zealot right now, but I really probably don't use anything quite that small.
Oh
But
my
I feel like this is like the Cat in the Hat comes back when you get down to little cat Z and you can't see it anymore, but it's really there.
Oh my goodness. So
So there,
really
I'm not going down any smaller than
I think
this.
that's pretty impressive, actually.
But so you can see my finger next to them. You can see how
Yes,
small for the
size,
scale.
And it started with this.
So
larger
I'm going to
rock.
give you an opportunity here. Here, you can take
Okay.
this piece.
All right.
Now, when you use the hammer, hold the hammer right about here.
Okay.
And sort of like.
Oh, it's quite heavy.
Yeah, it is heavy, but you're not using your arm to do it. You're allowing the hammer to do the work.
Okay.
And hold the stone like this
How many
from
times?
the side. From the side.
How many times have you hit your fingers?
Well, in the first one, you might please. I hope you're insured. No.
Oh my goodness. I'm nervous.
Okay, hit back a little bit back here, sort of like almost like behind the hardy as opposed to in front of the hardy.
Like here?
Yeah.
I'm
Come on.
scared.
Okay, here, let me do this a second. Okay, see how?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you got to sort of feel that looseness. It's not a
Okay.
tight.
Maybe I should start with the largest rock.
Well, here, if you want more to aim with, that's kind of a nice size to
All
work
right,
with.
that sounds better. If that's okay with you.
And back a little further, back here. And a little. Oh, you did it! You did it! You can try it again. Do it.
All right,
Do it a
should we
second
try
time.
this
Okay, you
one
want to do
again?
it.
Let's try.
You're brave. You want to go small. There. Oh, look, and that was perfect. That was perfect. You didn't hit the hammer to the hardy.
You're
Yes,
a good
you.
teacher, Beverly. Hi, Wendy. I'm Kelly.
Hi, Kelly.
Thanks
Nice
for
to meet you.
Thanks for being here for us today.
It's a pleasure.
I was admiring this piece, so I'm excited to meet the artist behind the arrow.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about how you decided to create this particular piece.
Well, the decision wasn't actually mine. There was already about 2 feet of arrow that was flat on the wall that was mosaicked here. And then Rachel said, I want it to be 3D off the wall. And I said, how am I supposed to do that? She goes, I don't know. So this is Marcellus shale from a secret source that Rachel has somewhere in
It's
Central
so
Pennsylvania.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's my favorite part
Yeah,
of it.
I sculpted that out of foam and then put it on the wall.
Wow. So,
so-
so you basically redid it. So this is all you.
But this is all me.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
How long did this take?
Okay. I work
Okay.
really slowly. I've been here since 2018.
Is it completed?
No,
It's not completed.
no.
So what,
It'll go the length of the wall.
so let's show me down here. Where do we need to do something?
Oh yeah, the whole last part of the wall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it'll go to the end.
So you're working with different materials.
Yes,
Did you choose these different things for a certain reason?
Well, no, it's just anything that I can source. Most of it has come from the river or right around here. This is called Erica's section because Erica let me get into her stash. So there's Ohio flint in here and crystals and stuff that she's collected.
That's Erica. That I think she was at our Touchstone series.
Yeah,
Yes.
probably.
What do we got there?
That's a turkey
Ooh.
back. People leave presents for me. In fact, I don't
These
know.
are new presents for
Yeah,
you?
these are, well, no, that's from the ceiling. Anyway,
And
yeah.
then, you've got the thing where you can break the stone
I work
here.
with that a lot.
Cool.
That's a turkey back, but this is my favorite.
Are those
tesseract.
teeth?
Yes, they're all teeth. This section is teeth, and then this whole section is teeth.
Where did you get all of these teeth from?
A lot
Or
of,
is that a secret?
No, it's a lot of deer heads, but no
Okay.
deer were harmed in the making of the arrow. These were
Okay.
all sourced from already deceased
I love the
animals.
stone here with the wire. That's
Thank you.
really cool.
Yeah, I got to replace my feathers.
So how often do you have to replace the feathers or certain
I haven't
items?
replaced them yet. Actually, this one's completely
And the
gone.
one down here, like when it's raining, does this?
Yeah, that one gets exposure. So I'll put new turkey feathers on there. I know a lot of hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So,
phenomenal. So
thanks.
how long have you been creating mosaics?
Really not. I did different types of mosaic. I did Picassiette mirrors and frames and whatnot. But I didn't know anything about this type of mosaic until I met Rachel. And I think that might have been in 2015 was my first class, and that was downtown when they were tearing the strip district up, and we sourced all of our materials from the railroad and then went in and made mosaic. But then the second class I took from her in 2018 was all stone. So
Rachel is the thread that holds this all together. I mean,
Yes.
what an incredible vision, and it continues to grow. So
Yeah.
this is so exciting. Thanks for showing us this today.
Absolutely, my
Is there
pleasure.
anything else you would want the viewers to know about your experience with this project?
It's changed my life. It really has. It's so serene down here. I get the opportunity to work in nice weather and hear the river and hear the bikers and just sit out here and do my thing. And yeah, it's very transformative.
Thank you so much for being here today. What an incredibly creative and inspiring day. Witnessing the transformative power of one person's vision on a community has been truly extraordinary. I invite each one of you to immerse yourselves in the breathtaking beauty that weaves this project together with love. Don't miss the chance to experience it for yourself. And remember, the runes are accessible by appointment only, so be sure to check the website calendar at sagermosaics.com and let the magic continue.